Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me today on this my very first video for Lily and Lark Living. Today I wanted to share with you my coffee infused Jesmonite pot. But before I show you that, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a background about Lily and Lark Living, just in case you're curious about where we've come from. So we are a small family-based company in Melbourne, Australia, and up until this point, we have been concentrating on doing candles, wax melts, diffusers, those sort of things. If you're interested in looking at our website, please go to lilyandlarkliving.com. The link is below. We have been going now for about 2 years, and up until this point, we have been quite successful in selling our candles and all of our other produce through various forms, mainly through word of mouth. Lately, they've been coming through our revamped website, and that's been wonderful. About a year or so ago, I started experimenting with Jesmonite. I kept seeing all of these wonderful, amazing craftspeople on YouTube and seeing what they were achieving with this product. And I was so curious to find out more, and I went and explored Jesmonite. And how wonderful is it? You can really make anything you like. So I thought I'd give it a go, ordered some, and fabulous. It came through. What do I do with it now? To get some inspiration, I looked at all of these wonderful craftspeople on YouTube again and saw what they were all doing now and thought, you know, I just want to try something different. And I thought, I'd make a pot. But what sort of a pot? What color do I use? Do I do patterns? Do I do a block? And this is my very first pot. So I thought, my coffee. I had my coffee right beside me. I was looking at the bottom of the cup and seeing as I'd made a cafetiere, all of these grains right down the bottom, and I thought, that would be interesting to try. I couldn't see anybody else on YouTube who had used coffee in their Jesmonite pots. I had nothing to lose. So I'm going to show you what I did, but just in case you're interested in seeing what my first pot turned out like, this was my very first pot. After I demolded, I thought, oh, I was just so happy with it. What do I do with it? I had put some wax in it. I made a candle out of it. It was amazing. And because it was so soon after I made it, the smell of the coffee that emanated from it was just amazing. Obviously, it's gone now. This is, quite a number of months ago. But it's still held its vibrant coffee color. It's still quite rustic at the edges. And now this sits in my son's bathroom as his toothbrush holder, and it just works amazingly. So let's get on with this. First and foremost, with everything, we need to just protect our work surface. So down here, I've just got my bio bin bag, which I generally tend to do, used to protect all of my work surfaces. Okay, so let's get going. So let's just get started. So generally, I would say put some gloves on if you're working with color, but I'm not working with color today. So I'm just going to get on and do this mold and show you what happens. So first and foremost, get your scales out. Tear it. And I work in grams here. So this is my low pot. I'm going to put 100 grams worth of liquid in here. It's 100 grams. Then I'm going to put 250 grams, remembering, of course, that the ratio for Jesmonite is 1 to 2.5. So I'm going to tare the scales again, and I'm going to put 250 grams worth of Jesmonite powder into my bowl. Nearly there. There we go. So now I'm going to put my scales away, get my coffee ready, and give this a good stir first. I'm sure you've all seen all the other amazing craftspeople do this on their YouTube channels by now, and you need to maintain quite a smooth mixture. If you can, try and get all of the lumps and bumps out of your mixture. Just try and scrape it on the edges, scrape out all the bumps on the edges, and eventually you'll get a nice thick pancake type batter. I have in the past also put white coloring in this, but I'm not today because I want to try and maintain that coffee color essence as much as possible. Now with color in Jesmonite, you can go up to 2% of your overall weight of your Jesmonite mixture. From experience, I know that this is going to take 2 big scoopfuls. That looks like a heart. That's great, isn't it? Anyway, here we go. We're going to mix the coffee in. Be sure to mix the coffee in, and during that process, you're going to get really high on that beautiful coffee essence that's coming through. So now your mixture is going to look really, really grainy. Really grainy. But make sure to just mix everything in. You want to try and avoid any streaks in your mixture when you're doing this. Okay, so this looks beautiful. Really, really does. So now I'm just going to clean my mold. I always clean my molds before I use them. So I'm just going to spray this with some alcohol spray. Get into all the nooks and crannies. Just give it a good wipe out. Okay, so we're ready to go. So first and foremost, we're going to pour some of the mixture through the middle. Give it a good tap so it fills up all of the edges on the bottom. Remembering that the bottom becomes the top of your pot. Now let's just pour through the rest of the mixture. Scraping all up as we go along to use up all of our Jesmonite mixture. So now, as you can see, the mixture doesn't actually fill to the edge of the mold. That's because I'm going to put a rim on the end of this mold so that the bottom, the base of this pot is going to be a different color. And in this case, I'm just going to leave it the original Jesmonite color because I want to try and maintain the rawness of the material. So we're going to come back in about 15 minutes time, see how this is doing, and then we'll make the next batch. See you in a minute. Hi everyone, it's been about half an hour now since I left this to set. So now you can see it's beautifully set. We're just now going to top this up so that the edge of the mold is fully covered. So as you can see, whilst we were waiting, I just washed my container and my stirrer stick. So I'm going to put 40 grams worth of liquid in here. Just going to tare that. 40 grams. Just slightly over, but that's okay. 100 grams of powder in. Add again. Right. Scales aside, and I'm going to give this a really good stir. I'm going to try and get all the bubbles out as much as possible. Now I'm not going to put any color in here. And the reason for that is I want this to remain as organic looking as possible. So this has already been colored by the color of the coffee that we put in. You can see because of the amount of coffee that I put in, it's gone quite coffee brown. And I think the color is just amazing. And the coffee grains give it that extra industrial look almost. So now we're just going to finish this off with the Jesmonite that we've just mixed up. All right, and here we go. Perhaps just a little bit more. And there we have it. That's perfectly level. Give it a few taps just to get what little bubbles there are out. And we'll just wait 20 minutes for this to set. And then we'll demold it. Hi, everyone. It's been 20 minutes now since I poured the bottom layer. It's now lovely warm, which indicates, of course, that I call it the cooked process. But of course, that's just saying that it's gone through the exothermic process and it's hardened up beautifully. So let's demold this, shall we? Just push it properly from that side, and there you have it. Now, having demolded it, you'll see it's got this beautifully coffee color to it. There are some lines along the sides here, but that's just where I didn't mix it as well as I thought I had. But I think it adds a little bit of character to the pot. And the last bit that we poured, which I wanted to leave as organic as possible, has turned out really, really well. So what we're going to do now is just going to sand down the edges, just to take all of the sharp edges out. So I've got my little pot of water here, and I've got my sandpaper. I'm just going to tear a little bit out just to help me whilst I do the sanding. So I'm going to wet my sandpaper and just sand the edges down. And there you have it. One coffee infused pot. Once I finish with my pots, I'll let it set for 24 hours. After that 24 hours, I'll put 2 layers of the Jesmonite sealer on, just to seal it and give it a little bit of extra protection. Before I sell this and put this on my Etsy shop, I normally put a layer of cork down the bottom, just like this, and I put my stamp on it, Lily and Lark Living. This is another one that I did in a brown marble tone, which has sold quite well as well. So I'll do the same to this one. I'll put a layer of cork on, put my stamp on, and it will go to my Etsy shop, Lily and Lark Living. Thanks everyone for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed our little tutorial. I hope to be back soon with another tutorial for you. I hope you enjoy making your coffee infused Jesmonite. Please let me know how you go. Thanks. See you next time.